Coming up, Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research projects a slowdown of the services sector this year as it forecasts a 1.8% growth rate. And government justifies reciprocal trade deal with UK, insisting it is the only way the country's exports can remain competitive in the European market. Also in this bulletin, unregistered personnel in delivery service operations given up to 24th January 2024 to register their business with the Courier Services Regulatory Commission or be made to face the law. We have details of these and many more shortly. Always a pleasure to come to you with the very latest in the world of business. I am Pius Kojo-Baka. The Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research is projecting a slowdown of the services sector this year as it forecasts a 1.8 growth rate. This would be lower than previous years' performance. It is, however, expected to expand by 3% in 2024 and 5% in 2025, respectively. Here's more.
The services sector and the agricultural sectors are expected to be the drivers of growth in 2023. According to ISA, the International Monetary Fund deal will help Ghana regain investor confidence and boost domestic tourism. Overall, it said the services sector is expected to gain significant benefit with the sealing of the IMF deal. It concluded that the sector is expected to continue to show resilience and provide the backbone for overall economic growth. In the second quarter of 2023, the services sector recorded a growth rate of 6.3%. According to the Ghana Statistical Services, 10 out of the 11 subsectors expanded during the period. The IMF is, however, forecasting a 1.5% growth rate for Ghana this year.
A Business Desk report. Ghana has justified the reciprocal trade deal with the UK government. The trade agreement allows Ghana to export to UK market duty-free and quota-free. The same applies to UK exports to Ghana. The deal has, however, come under serious criticisms by some analysts who argue that it is not good for a developing country like Ghana that needs revenue from imports. Speaking to Joy Business in London, Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and Ireland, Papa Usuankuma, explained that Ghana needs such an arrangement to be competitive in the UK and the European market.
There are certain products that are brought into this country. If they don't waive taxes on it, we cannot be competitive, even the agricultural products. But when they waive taxes for us, and they waive taxes on them from less goods coming from agricultural products coming from Latin America, we cease to be competitive because our cost of production is high. So we cannot compete evenly unless we are given certain special advantages over others.
Ghana's High Commissioner to the UK and Ireland, Papa Usuankuma there. Now, the Bank of Ghana says it stands ready to respond appropriately should inflation go up in the coming months. Inflation for September is 38.1% after it started dropping from 43.1% in July this year. Speaking at the opening session of the IMF-YFM Regional Course on Monetary Policy, Director of Research at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Philip Abreduotu, stated that the central bank would not hesitate to tighten its policy stance to control inflation going forward.
Given all these considerations and all the information available, the Monetary Policy Committee at its last policy meeting decided to keep the policy rate unchanged. It did so because it saw signs of easing inflation, fiscal policy adjustment, exchange rate stability, and therefore it was imperative to put monetary policy on hold to observe how the future macroeconomic indicators will evolve.
Director of Research at the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Philip Abreduotu there. Now, operators of delivery services will no longer be permitted to use personnel who are not registered with the Courier Services Regulatory Commission. This is the latest directive from the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization to protect unsuspecting customers from e-commerce fraud and other forms of digital fraud. In a statement signed by the Sector Minister, Esla Osuekufo, such businesses have a deadline of 24th January 2024 to comply or face the law. There is more in the following Business Desk report.
The Ministry of Communications and Digitalization says it's observed that many logistical companies and digital platform operators are flouting the law by facilitating courier services without complying with the country's licensing regulations. According to the ministry, the continuous operation of these digital platforms and delivery and courier services without licensing and proper oversight contravenes the Electronic Transactions Act and Postal and Courier Services Regulatory Commission Act. To curb the growing menace of e-commerce fraud and crimes committed by unlicensed, unregistered drivers, courier operators, and delivery personnel, these businesses will no longer be permitted to continue using unregistered personnel to deliver goods, as this contributes to fraud and customer abuse. With increasing focus on cross-border e-commerce objectives of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement and the growing use of digital platforms to facilitate internal trade, the ministry said it has become even more imperative to streamline the sector to ensure unimpeded growth.
A Business Desk report. Moving on to some other stories, the Chief Executive Officer of Meridian Port Services, MPS, Mohammed Samara, has indicated that the ongoing expansion of ports in the West African sub-region will likely lead to a reduction in the freight rates paid by shippers. He made this known at a breakfast meeting dubbed Time with MPS, organized by the Greater Accra Shippers Committee. Mr. Samara used the opportunity to highlight the significant investments made in port infrastructure across the West African sub-region. He said these investments would attract larger vessels, which in turn would exert downward pressure on freight rates.
West Africa, witnessed quite a good number of investments, and we led it in Ghana with our grand vision to make, this mega port. But at the same time, for the shipping line to deploy the mega ship, the next generation, 18,000 TEU, they can't bring it for one port. But if there is 2 or 3 ports that can take that ship.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Benonita Bismarck, commended the Greater Accra Shippers Committee, particularly the Education and Research Subcommittee, for collaborating with the Ghana Standards Authority to organize the meeting.
We are confident that this morning's dialogue will contribute to improving service in the shipping sector. This is important as our country laces its boots to enjoy the full benefits of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement through increased intra-African trade.
Now, as part of the daily survival and well-being of victims of flood disaster in the North Torn district of the Volta region, Tropo Farms, producers of Volta catch tilapia, has donated some relief items to the affected persons. The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, received the relief items made up of 200 boxes of water purification tablets, 100 mattresses, and 100 pieces of mosquito nets on behalf of the victims. Tropo Farms said the gesture forms part of its corporate social responsibility to help address some of the challenges at the various safe havens. Head of Human Resources, Paul Aku, has been speaking to Joy Business.
Tropo Farms being a humanist company with thought it necessary to come and empathize with the affected people. After 2 weeks of such a catastrophe, Tropo Farms has brought to the people of Bato, to the affected people, mattresses, mosquito nets, and aqua tablets.
Head of Human Resource at Tropo Farms, Paul Akot there. To some other stories, stakeholders in the insurance sector are urging businesses and households to insure their goods and services against disaster. Speaking to Joy Business, the president of the Insurance Brokers Association of Ghana, Shaibu Ali, said planning for uncertainties is crucial for business community continuity. He spoke to Joy Business at a ceremony put together by the Ghana Insurance Association and the National Insurance Commission to donate items worth over 200,000 cedis to flood victims at Mepe.
The industry has been moved by the plight of our brothers and sisters in the Volta region or the specific areas that have been flooded to take the decision to do this thing today. It is simple as we giving back to society. We are noted for collecting premiums from people and paying claims when claims happen. But this time, we have not collected premium from anyone. We have gone into our own resources to marshal funds to purchase items to give back to society.
Shaibu Ali is the president of the Insurance Brokers Association of Ghana. As part of efforts to mark this year's World Savings Day, the German Sparkassen West Africa has organized a training program for students of Accra Girls Senior High School on financial dependence and gender equity. Speaking at the event, the regional coordinator Kwang Young Young said the day is celebrated annually to promote the importance of savings as a way to reduce poverty and promote financial literacy.
Savings Day, as the name already said, is a day which is marked worldwide and should remind us of the importance of savings. World Savings Day for me, and this is also the motto of the World Savings Day for the Sparkassen Stiftung Western Africa, and this is why we are celebrating the World Savings Day here today with the Accra Girls Senior High School 20.
And the theme for this year's World Savings Day celebration is the gateway to future financial independence. And it's time for your pension tip on Money Lab.
Hello, welcome to Money Lab. My name is Kofi Poli, Chief Operations Officer of People's Pension Trusts. We are continuing our tidbits on pension on Money Lab. Today, we are going to look at the basic types of pensions. The other one is what we call the defined contribution scheme. With the defined contribution scheme, we are not interested in your frequency of payment of contributions. What we are interested is how much have you contributed and interest that has accrued on it. And at the end of the day, when you're going on retirement, it is paid out to you. Thank you once again for being with us on Money Lab. Hope to see you in our next episode.
And that's how we conclude the Joy Business Report. But before we go, the EcoBank salary account is a special account designed for workers of all income brackets desirous of receiving their salaries through EcoBank. With the EcoBank salary account, you are guaranteed all the benefits of a normal savings or current account plus many more. EcoBank salary account gives workers free life insurance cover of up to 10,000 cedis, 24/7 access to cash and e-banking services, internet and mobile banking services, high interest on savings, no minimum balance, ability to save through the EcoBank Save as you Spend, a unique feature that helps customers to save and invest. Remember, the insurance policy covers death, permanent or temporary disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchment, and more. Savings or current account holders at EcoBank do not have to close their existing accounts to enjoy the numerous benefits of the EcoBank salary account. Just ask your branch to switch your existing account to the EcoBank salary account. Non-EcoBank account holders should approach any EcoBank branch and ask for the EcoBank salary account. Switch your salary account today and enjoy amazing benefits at EcoBank. Call EcoBank toll free on 0800 003 225 whenever, wherever for further details. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. I am Pius Kojubaka. Ignition is next.